Good day everyone, I am Pamela Lane Carnel together with Elizabeth Adimola and Joshua De Torres. For today, we are going to discuss about the Lesson 12, Rizal, a National Hero. Our objectives will be, at the end of this lesson, the students shall be able to assess the concepts of bayani and kabayanihan in the context of Philippine society. There are different forms of heroism. Some anchor their heroic deeds on nationalist ideas. Some express their patriotism and make sacrifices for it. In this lesson, we will learn how the status of national hero is recognized. We have here this quote, "Every Filipino can be a hero," or "anybody can be a hero," which means that it is not about having superpowers, but showing compassion for everyone and sometimes not realizing it. So what do we mean by kabayanihan? As shown in the pictures provided, kabayanihan is a heroism involves voluntarily putting oneself at risk in order to protect or help others. It is also said that the essence of heroism is to die so that others can live. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a hero or bayani is a person who is admired for great or brave acts or fine qualities, or a person who is greatly admired. They are the one who gives of himself, putting his own life at great risk for the greater good of others. He or she is selfless, a genuinely good person, and someone gets the undivided attention of all of us and causes change. So what makes someone a national hero? Although there are no laws that declare a Filipino a national heroes, there are factors that determine whether a historical figure meets the criteria. On March 28, 1993, former President Fidel Ramos established the National Heroes Commission, which is entrusted with recommending national heroes to be acknowledged for their character and services to the country. The panel was also entrusted with evaluating and developing criteria for determining whether or not a historical figure is a national hero. The following criteria will be discussed by Ms. Adimola.
The Technical Committee of the National Heroes Committee adopted the following criteria on June 3, 1993 and November 15, 1995. 1. Heroes are those who have a concept of nation and thereafter aspire and struggle for the nation's freedom. Heroes are those who define and contribute to a system or life of freedom and order for a nation. Heroes are those who contribute to the quality of life and destiny of a nation. A hero is a part of the people's expression. A hero thinks of the future, especially the future generation. The choice of a hero involves not only the recounting of an episode or event in history, but of the entire process that made this particular person a hero. The committee also recommended as national heroes: 1. The Rizal. Yes, Rizal is considered a national hero in the Philippines for his significant contributions to the country's struggle for independence from Spanish colonial rule. Rizal was a polymath who excelled in various fields such as literature, medicine, and the arts. He used his skills and talent to expose the injustice and abuses of the Spanish colonial government through his writings, including his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. This novel sparked the Philippine Revolution and inspired Filipinos to demand reforms and fight for their freedom. Apart from his literal works, Rizal's contributions to the Philippine Revolution were multifaceted. He was a member of the La Liga Filipina, a civic organization that aimed to unite Filipinos and seek reforms within the Spanish colonial system. He also traveled to Europe and North America to gain support for the Philippine cause and to continue his education in medicine and other fields. Rizal's legacy as a hero, a symbol of Philippine nationalism and democracy, continues to inspire Filipinos to this day. His dedication to the cause of Philippine independence, his advocacy of freedom, democracy, and social justice, and his exemplary life and character have made him an enduring figure in the Philippine industry. Another hero is the Bonifacio. Yes, Admiral Bonifacio is considered a national hero in the Philippines for his significant contributions to the country's struggle for independence from Spanish colonial rule. Bonifacio was a working-class Filipino who founded the Katipunan, a secret society that aimed to unite Filipinos in the fight against Spanish colonial rule. He was known for his courage, patriotism, and unwavering commitment to the cause of Philippine independence. As the leader of Katipunan, Bonifacio mobilized Filipinos from all walks of life to join the revolutionary movement. He advocated for armed resistance against the Spanish colonial government and played a key role in organizing the Philippine Revolution. Bonifacio's most significant contribution to Philippine history was his leadership during the Philippine Revolution. He led the Katipunan in numerous battles against the Spanish colonial. His dedication to the Philippine cause was further evident when he refused to recognize the authority of the revolutionary government led by Emilio Aguinaldo, which he believed did not represent the true aspirations of the Filipino people. Bonifacio's legacy as a hero and symbol of Philippine nationalism and democratic ideals continues to inspire Filipinos to this day. His commitment to the cause of Philippine independence, his advocacy of freedom, democracy, and social justice, and his exemplary life and character have made him an enduring figure in the Philippine industry. Emilio Aguinaldo. Emilio Aguinaldo is considered a national hero in the Philippines for his leadership in country's fight for independence from Spain and for his role as the first president of the Philippine Republic. He became involved in the Philippine Revolution in 1896 and played a key role in the struggle against Spanish colonial rule. He led the revolutionary forces in a series of successful battles against the Spanish army, culminating in the proclamation of Philippine independence on June 12, 1898. After the Philippines declared independence from Spain, Aguinaldo became the country's first president, but his leadership was soon challenged by the United States, which had acquired the Philippines as a part of Treaty of Paris that ended the Spanish-American War. He continued to fight for Philippine independence against the U.S. Despite this setback, Aguinaldo's legacy as a hero and a symbol of the Philippine struggle for independence remained strong. He continued to be a vocal advocate for Philippine independence throughout his life, and his sacrifices and leadership continue to inspire Filipinos to this day. Apolinario Mabini. Apolinario Mabini is considered a national hero in the Philippines for his significant contributions to the country's struggle for independence from colonial rule. Mabini was a Filipino statesman, lawyer, and philosopher who became known as the Sublime Paralytic because it was paralyzed from the waist down. He served as the first Prime Minister of the Philippines under President Emilio Aguinaldo's revolutionary government. Mabini's most significant contribution to Philippine history was his role in drafting the Malolos Constitution, which served as the first constitution of the Philippines. He advocated for a democratic and republican form of government that would promote the welfare of the Filipino people. Mabini was also a staunch advocate of Philippine independence and played a key role in negotiating with foreign powers, particularly the United States, which had taken over from Spain as a colonial power in the Philippines. He opposed the Philippine-American War and called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Despite his paralysis, Mabini continued to work tirelessly for the Philippine cause until his death in 1903. His dedication to the ideals of democracy, independence, and social justice have made him an enduring symbol of Philippine nationalism and patriotism. Thank you.
Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Yes, Marcelo H. Del Pilar is considered a hero in the Philippines for his significant contributions to the country's struggle for independence from Spanish colonial rule. As a journalist, writer, and political activist, Del Pilar used his writing to expose the injustices and abuses of the Spanish colonial government and to mobilize Filipinos to demand greater representations and reforms. He founded several newspapers and publications, including La Solidaridad, which became the voice of Philippine reform movement in Spain. Del Pilar was known for his courage, patriotism, and unwavering commitment to the cause of Philippines' independence. He advocated for the recognitions of the rights and freedoms of Filipinos and was a vocal critic of the Spanish government's oppressive policies. Del Pilar's most significant contribution to the Philippine history was his role in the propaganda movement, which sought to educate and mobilize Filipinos in the struggle for independence. He used his writing and leadership skills to unite Filipinos for all walks of life and to inspire them to fight for their rights and freedom. His legacy as a hero and symbol of Philippines nationalism and democratic ideals continues to inspire Filipinos to this day. Del Pilar's dedications to the cause of Philippines independence and his advocacy of freedom, democracy, and social justice have made him a revered figure in the Philippine history. Sultan Dipatuan Kudarat. Yes, Sultan Dipatuan Kudarat is considered a hero in the Philippines for his significant contributions to the resistance against Spanish colonial rule in Mindanao. Sultan Dipatuan Kudarat was a Maguindanaon Muslim who fought against the Spanish colonial forces in the Mindanao during the 17th century. He is known for his military prowess and strategic leadership, which enabled him to resist Spanish colonizations for more than 30 years. Kudarat's most significant contributions to Philippines history was his successful defense of Mindanao against Spanish colonial forces. He established alliances with other Muslim leaders in the region and coordinate their efforts to resist Spanish aggressions. He also developed a sophisticated system of government that allowed him to maintain his independence from Spanish rule. Kudarat's leadership and resistance to Spanish colonizations have made an enduring symbol of Filipino Muslims' resistance against foreign oppressions. His legacy continues to inspire Filipino Muslims to the day up to uphold their cultural identity, heritage, and right to self-determinations. Juan Luna. Juan Luna is not considered a hero in the traditional sense of Philippines national heroes, but he is recognized as one of the most prominent figures in the Philippine and in art history and it's celebrated for his artistic achievements. Luna was a Filipino painter who gained international recognition for his works, particularly his historical paintings that depicted significant events in the Philippines history. His most famous work, The Espolarium, won a gold medal in 1884 Madrid Expositions of Fine Arts. Luna's contributions to the Philippines art have been significant. He helped establish the first Philippine Art Academy, the Academia de Dibujo y Pintura, and served as its first director. He was also a member of La Liga Filipina, an organization founded by Jose Rizal that aimed to unite Filipinos in their struggle against Spanish colonial rule. Although Luna's contribution to the Philippines art and culture is widely acknowledged and celebrated, his personal life was marked by controversies and tragedy. He was involved in a murder-suicide incident that resulted in the deaths of his wife and mother-in-law. Despite this, Luna's artistic legacy remains an important part of Philippine cultural heritage. Melchora Aquino. Yes, Melchora Aquino, also known as Tandang Sora, is considered a hero in the Philippines for her contributions to the Philippine revolutions against Spanish colonial rule. Aquino was an elderly Filipino woman who provided support and shelter to Filipino revolutionary leaders during the Philippine Revolution. She played a key role in the Katipunan movement by providing food and shelter to the Katipuneros and nursing wounded to the shoulders back to health. Aquino's most significant contributions to Philippines history was her role in the Philippines revolutions. She is known as a mother of the Philippine Revolution for her unwavering support for the cause of Philippines independence. Her bravery and dedications to the cause of inspired many Filipinos to join the revolution. After the Philippine Revolution, Aquino continued to serve As a model of patriotism and selfness, she was honored with various awards and recognitions for her contributions to the Philippines' history and culture. Today, she is remembered as one of the most important figures in the struggle for Philippines independence. Gabriela Silang. Yes, Gabriela Silang is considered a hero in the Philippines for her significant contributions to the Philippine revolutions against Spanish colonial rule. Silang was a Filipino revolutionary leader who fought against Spanish colonial rule in the Ilocos region of northern Philippines. She is best known for leading a revolt against the Spanish authorities after her husband Diego Silang was assassinated in 1763. Gabriela Silang took over the leadership of rebellion and led her forces to several victories against the Spanish. Silang's most significant contributions to the Philippines' history was her leadership in the resistance against Spanish colonial rule. She played a pivotal role in organizing and leading her forces in the fight for Philippine independence. She also fought for her rights of women and the poor, advocating for their participations in the struggle for independence. Silang's bravery and leaderships continue to inspire Filipinos to this day. She is remembered as one of the most important figures in the Philippine history, and her legacy continues to serve as a symbol of resistance and determinations in the face of oppressions. That's all. Thank you for listening.